against Boston. No real wholesale changes. They just ran it back and had one of the all-time seasons in the history of this franchise. Our starting lineups presented by Kia. Garland and Mitchell, the two-headed monster for this Cleveland team. Evan Mobley's emergence as an offensive threat. Everyone knows what he's been defensively. And meantime, this Miami Heat team, they're just battle-tested. Obviously, the Jimmy Butler trade, Candace, that really turned their season on its head. But it just feels like over the last 3-4 weeks, they have found something with this current group, and they're playing with extreme confidence entering this one tonight.
Well, a lot of it has to do with Tyler Hero. You see the numbers for the regular season, the best of his career. But then again, just in terms of them being the spoilers, we understand Heat culture, but you also understand that they were the last team to upset a number 8 seed, and they did, or number 1 seed, and they did so to go to the finals, and they were up 1-0 on the Nuggets. So this Heat team is not a number 8 seed.
Andrew Wiggins, one of the new pieces, but they still have most of the nucleus of that team 2 years ago, that 23 run to the finals. Bam, of course, Hero. The scene in this place is just raucous at the start. Not a seat to be had. A sea of white. They've given out their white playoff T-shirts. The joint is jumping. And we are ready to rock here in downtown Cleveland. David Guthrie, Courtney Kirkland, Eric Dalen, our officiating crew. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat, first ever postseason meeting, which is hard to believe. And we are off and running here in Cleveland. Max Strus, and now the officials with a quick whistle. Maybe a little
nerves in the building, not just the players, on the sideline as well. You got it right.
Max Strus, the former Miami Heat, obviously settling into his role here as he has become one of the key pieces for this Cavaliers team. Here comes Garland on the wing. Strus gets this thing started for Cleveland.
And again, you see Strus knocks down the 3 and then runs up to pressure Tyler Hero. He's going to get that assignment on the night. Tyler Hero coming off 2 really outstanding games on the offensive end, shooting the ball really well.
Miami Heat winning their 2 play-in games, both on the road. Wednesday in Chicago in a 19-point win, and then Friday in overtime in that thriller against the Atlanta Hawks. Traveling violation.
And again, you see Allen coming over and pressing and making Wiggins make a decision in that mid-post. I think what's undervalued is the Cavs' front court presence and their help side defense.
There's also that conversation, rust versus rest, as Jared Allen couldn't squeeze it. Cavaliers have been off for about a week. Didn't find out who their first-round opponent would be until obviously late Friday night, so less than 48 hours to prepare. How would they start this game? Big question. Yeah, the folks here in Cleveland think of the last couple of days. Tyler Hero's sensational, as Candace just alluded to, last couple of weeks. Well short. Mitchell doing his dance.
And you can tell there are some fresh legs out here for the Cavs as Jared Allen cleans up that second chance point. That's been a point of emphasis for the Cavs down the stretches, making sure that you're keeping Allen by the basket so the Cavs will have an opportunity to have those second chance points.
Adebayo banging bodies with Garland. The spin makes it look easy. Bam Adebayo, interesting guy. He's been an all-star in this league. He's played at such a high level. Maybe a little bit of a slow start to his season, but especially since the Jimmy Butler trade, he's gone back to his old level. Candace, as Mitchell draws contact on the perimeter. And Kenny Atkinson just announced a short time ago, Coach of the Year finalist with Ime Udoka, J.B. Bickerstaff. Just an unbelievable season here as this franchise gets to 60 wins for the 3rd time in their history. And what a chess match it's going to be, Candace, with those two. Eric Spoelstra, 2-time NBA championship winning coach. A lot of battles when Kenny Atkinson was the head coach in Brooklyn. As Mitchell hits on the first.
And you think about these two coaches and the experiences that they've had, obviously playing against each other in the playoffs when Kenny Atkinson was in Brooklyn, but also now Kenny Atkinson going and being on the bench in Golden State and being a part of that culture and bringing some of that to the Cavs. You know, you can feel it. There's a perfect time for everything, and it just seems like Donovan Mitchell, 8 years into his career, he's ready for this type of basketball. He's ready to be on this stage.
Hero against Adebayo puts it on the deck. What a matchup there between Bam and Mobley. The way Mobley defends Candace on the perimeter, guy at his size is what just makes him so unique. Mitchell, just lethal.
And that right there is why you call him the Spider. His ability to knock down the three, but also get to the basket. 3-level scorer, and he looks very healthy, sitting out the last couple games to nurse that injured ankle.
Set up the final 5 games of the season. First game for him since April the 6th. Alec Burks fills it up from deep.
And if you're gonna battle with the Cavs, you got to be able to knock down threes on the other end to counter that. The Cavs live beyond the arc as Mobley knocks another one down on cue.
Evan Mobley starts hitting threes with any consistency. Look out. Average better than 18.5 points. Shot better than 55% from the field. His Hero misses well short. He's been short on his first 2 looks. And Miami now 2 of their first 5 from the field.
Welcome back to the playoffs here on TNT as the Cavs are up 14-5. So many narratives about our NBA of are you ready to graduate? Well, the Cavs have done everything. They went out and got DeAndre Hunter at the trade deadline. They asked the question, could Garland and Mitchell play together? They've answered that question. So now, for our viewers, are the Cavaliers ready to graduate? Are they ready to go to the next level? And so far this season, they have done all the right things. Donovan Mitchell is doing less. Less is more. The Twin Towers, they're protecting the paint. And offensively, the ball is moving at a high level. So I say it again, is this team ready to graduate and go to the next level? And right now, fans, we have a little technical difficulty. Bear with us as Andrew Wiggins has the ball right now. Wiggins for the 3. Money ball. All right, Donovan Mitchell comes down the right wing. Jared Allen sets the screen. Swings it. Garland being patient. Attacks the floater. Misses. Miami Heat with the rebound. Wiggins on the wing. Nice bounce pass to Bam. 2 big ones. The Miami Heat hanging in there at the timeout, 14-10. Garland bringing down the court. Stagger screen set here. Garland probing to the post. Good defense by the Heat. 14-10 here in the first quarter. A little technical difficulties. We'll get Spiro and Candace back here in a minute. Bam brings the ball down the court. Hero, rush screen. Isolation. Swing. Hero with the 3. Splash. 14-13. The Heat on a small run here after the timeout. Donovan Mitchell attacking. Garland. Fake floater. Good. Garland with the floater to stop the bleeding a little bit. Hero left wing. Ware back to Hero. Hero with a little bump. Misses. Bam hustles. Donovan Mitchell right wing. Nice little shimmy shape. Heat defense. Wiggins pushing. Alley-oop. Oh my goodness. Bam with the good hands. Timeout Cavaliers. We'll be right back. Cavaliers trying to hold on to a 1-point lead here in the first quarter on TNT.
The 2025 NBA playoffs are presented by Google. Pretty Easter Sunday evening downtown Cleveland as we welcome you back. Spiro Ditas, Candace Parker. We apologize for little audio issues. I heard Dennis Scott's play-by-play. Candace was tremendous.
Over under, how many times did he say leave it? How many times do you think he said leave it?
Not more than 6. So Cleveland jumped out to a 14-5 lead. Quick answer by Miami, 10-2 run. What have you seen here the last couple of minutes?
Well, Miami's doing a great job of getting into the paint and then drawing out and kick. Hero got a catch and shoot in that quarter that I'm sure that Kenny Atkinson doesn't want to give Tyler Hero any easy looks. And then obviously Andrew Wiggins doing a great job on the defensive end and translating into offense. So let's see if Cleveland can get it going in this half-court set.
Garland trying to get his open spot. Misses a little bit too much on that three-pointer as Wiggins clears for Miami. Khalil Ware, really impressive, dynamic, young piece, has checked into the game for Eric Spoelstra. Get a whistle here underneath. Candace, you look at the Heat. Obviously, the odds are stacked against you. You're an 8 seed, but what has to happen for this team with Eric Spoelstra to give themselves a shot? What are you looking for in this series?
Well, the Heat have to do a better job of executing offensively in the half court. I think they've done a great job getting out to early leads. And, Coach Spoelstra said that in all of the games that they lost after as you see Wiggins knocks it down, in all those games that they lost after the Butler trade, they were in all of those games. Those were close games. They just couldn't execute in the half court when they needed to. And so you'll see a lot of the burden be on Wiggins and be on Hero, but you got to have the X factor step up. And you saw Mitchell did just that in the play-in.
Offensive rebound by Allen. This is Ty Jerome, just announced tonight as a finalist for the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award. DeAndre Hunter. Allen turned back. What a defensive recovery underneath. So if you've just hopped on with us, Miami was down 9 points, and they have taken their first lead of the night. Look at the defense by Ware.
And everybody's talking about guard play, of course, but the front court face-off in this series. Talk about Ware. You talk about between Allen, Adebayo, throwing Mobley there. It's going to be a lot of fight in that paint that's going to determine, especially this game 1 in this series.
Foul charge to Haywood Highsmith. That'll be his first. And it's going to put Darius Garland at the free throw line for 2. Here now, Kenny and Chuck with a word from FanDuel.
Hey, Chuck.
Mr. Barkley.
No, it's the playoffs. Chuck, don't forget to download the FanDuel Sports app. It's the best place for all live betting and same-game parlays. I'm trying to do this fast before Shaq throws ping pong balls. And it pays out instantly. Who scores more points tonight? Tyler Hero or Donovan Mitchell?
I'm going to go with Donovan Mitchell.
I agree with you today.
Tremendous concentration by Kenny. And they gave it to Ware as we cross the 5-minute mark. This is Davion Mitchell. What a piece, what an addition he's been. Middle of the season, gets it to Wiggins, 6 to shoot. Back to Mitchell. Working against Merrill, misses the floater. Wiggins from deep. So Miami, good three-point shooting at the start. Wiggins unable to hit, and we're still tied.
And right here, Garland, this is his time to shine in the offense. You got Mobley, and you have Donovan Mitchell on the bench. This is where he's the focal point. He's going to have to take advantage of mismatches.
Garland against Hero. Boy, covered a lot of real estate. Working awfully hard, going glass. And that puts the Cavaliers back in front, so they blow the 9-point lead. And this thing has been intense right from the start. Mitchell, Allen lob. Tracked down by Wiggins, reset Mitchell, back to Wiggins. Drop stepping against Hunter, and Allen picked his pocket. Garland against Mitchell, and he's turned back. It's Ware again.
And Ware's length on that play, starting Miami's fast break here as Hero gets fouled.
Ty Jerome telling Kenny Atkinson to look at a replay here, potentially challenge.
You see right here, Garland We call that dancing in the playoffs. Did this all regular season. It does translate into the postseason. And then again, you see the length of Kel'el Ware. Just cleaning up anything in the paint. What a luxury. What a luxury to have. You have Bam Adebayo and you have Kel'el Ware on your defensive end.
Just feel the confidence every time Ware steps onto the floor. A rookie young man was taken with the 15th overall pick. All things NBA, one tap away. Get the latest scores, follow your favorite team and players, and go behind the scenes all in one place. Download the NBA app today, powered by Microsoft. And of course, the man who's put it all together, Eric Spoelstra. Crazy to think, year 17 for Spoelstra. 9th best playoff win percentage now, Candace, in the history of the league. Those back-to-back title seasons in 2012, 2013.
And a mastermind in the postseason. You talk about playing checkers. This man is playing chess at all times and definitely allows his team to be who they are. Mobley gets the slam.
Donovan Mitchell, exquisite pass. And the Cavaliers back in front. Mitchell, little hesitation, maneuver, and he's going high off glass.
And Mitchell picking up where he left off in the play-in. You talk about an X factor in that Atlanta Hawks overtime. He made almost every single play.
Mitchell put him at the old spin cycle. And Mitchell red hot. You mentioned the juice in the legs with the time off. Again, his first game in more than 2 weeks. And that left ankle healed up. Adebayo knew the contact was coming. And it looks like it'll be a side of the bounds here for Miami.
Right here, Donovan Mitchell can knock down the three, but we talk about a three-level scorer getting into the paint, forcing the defense to collapse. And if you don't bring help because you're scared of the three-point shot that the Cavs have, then Donovan Mitchell is going to live with that all night. You see on the side, Sparrow, you see on the side, most points per game in game ones. Donovan Mitchell's in that company.
Just wild. And you see what he has done. 7th time in the playoffs for Mitchell. He's never gotten past the second round. And obviously now the pressure ratchets up way higher with what they did this year. You got your target on your back now, Candace, is the 1 seed. How does Mitchell navigated with this group? Mobley down low, forceful. Puts his hard hat on underneath.
And the way Donovan Mitchell has done that in year 8 of his career is realizing that sometimes it's not about putting the ball in the basket more. It's about empowering your teammates and playing your defense at that.
Spider Mitchell unleashed. And Cleveland's got a lead of a half dozen. 12-4 Cavaliers run as we move under 2 minutes left. Wiggins taking contact.
And Wiggins being healthy and being more aggressive. It's not a third option, Eric Spoelstra said.
Ty Jerome bangs in a 3. So Cleveland a little bit of a dry spell with the Heat making that early run, but they have ignited again offensively. Adebayo trying to draw that contact down low, short. Mitchell into the corner to Robinson. Look at the defense from Jerome.
Hey, nice catch, Sparrow.
Thank you, thank you.
Nice. Right here, Donovan Mitchell denying Mitchell on Mitchell crime the ball back, slamming it home. The Cavs, I know they're known for their offense, the historical season, 2nd all-time in offensive efficiency in the history. Yes, the history of the NBA, but they have defended all year, and they've hung their hats on defense. Again, a lot of contribution from their front court, but their guards are locking up as well.
Robinson trying to find some daylight. Adebayo resets. This is Mitchell from the corner. Well short, fight for it underneath, and it looks like it's last touched by Miami.
And this right here, oh, you guys, that's a bad angle. I wasn't scared of the ball. I wasn't scared of the ball. Sparrow got the steal, though. You got the steal.
That was the highlight of my career right there. Thank you, Candace. Final 33 seconds of the quarter. Mitchell for the contact. He's got it all working right now for Cleveland. Looks like it will not be a shooting foul, with Miami having one to give in the final 2 minutes here. 31.7 left. Let's bring in 3D.
Hey, Candace, you talked about Davion Mitchell in the Hawk series. His nickname Off Night from college. You saw what he did to Trae Young, excuse me. Let's see what he can do with Donovan Mitchell, who's off to a great start in this game.
Remember, he was the National Defensive Player of the Year on Baylor's national title team in 21. Everyone knows this young man can defend.
And coming over in that Jimmy Butler trade, spent some time in Sacramento, ended up in Toronto. But if you talk about Heat culture and you talk about players that just fit, Davion Mitchell just looks like he should have always been destined to wear a Heat jersey.
About a 3-second, 2.5-second difference. Shot clock, game clock. Mitchell defending Davion Mitchell, and he creates a turnover.
And 3D said Davion Mitchell's nickname is Off Night. Well, Spider proven right here that he can lock up as well, using his hands.
Part of taking that next step, becoming a champion, playing at both ends of the floor. 1 second, Mitchell deep in the corner, and that's going to get us to the end of the quarter. But Cleveland's defense, they hold Miami to 1 basket in nearly the final 6 minutes of that quarter. The NBA on TNT is brought to you by the Kia Telluride X-Line. Kia, official automotive partner of the NBA. John, TNT is presented by NerdWallet. As we welcome you back to downtown Cleveland, time now to fight for victory, presented by Modelo. We mentioned Eric Spoelstra's incredible postseason prowess. What a career it's been, 17 seasons, 14th trip to the playoffs. And a couple of seconds ago, he was hanging out with Dennis.
All right, guys, Spo, what's disappointing you the most? The lack of detail on certain plays or the turnovers?
Probably handling their pressure. You know, we just have to be strong with the ball, get to better spacing. We'll settle in. We'll be a lot better with that.
Mobley pick and roll and Mobley post up. Which one's bothering you the most?
You know, this team can score, but I think if we cut our turnovers down, we're where we need to be.
Appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
All right, Dennis, great stuff. This is Isaac Okoro, misses badly from the corner. Looked like it may have been kicked by Hero. Loose ball, Jerome. He will fire and hits. That's a long 2. So, Candace, the turnover issues, you heard Spoelstra with Dennis, but they are hitting the 3-pointers so far. What did you see in that first quarter?
Well, in order for Miami to stay in this game, you do have to be able to knock down the 3. I mean, the Cavs, the top in the league in 3-point shooting. But again, you cannot allow them to get out on the rate. They like to play fast, and a turnover just ignites their offense.
Officials are going to get Donovan Mitchell on the contact. That'll be his first. With just over a minute gone by in the second quarter. You mentioned that long losing streak. The Jimmy Butler deal, remember the first couple of days in February, and then early March the 5th, they lost 10 straight games. A skid that actually started here, Candace, in Cleveland. But there were a lot of close games during that stretch. Eric Spoelstra said it was kind of a blessing in disguise. Really got the focus of the team. A lot of hard conversations that they've had, and obviously they have put it all together here with some of the new pieces, Wiggins, and obviously the emergence of Davion Mitchell.
I think Hero and Bam Adebayo have a lot to do with that. You are the faces of the franchise. A lot of that falls on you, and them not allowing the team to fall apart. They have had 17 losses since All-Star and by single digits. So a lot of that is just staying with it, making minor tweaks, but it makes you better because you do have to clean up the things that are going to come back to bite you in the playoffs.
4-point game. This is Jerome spotting up from deep. Offensive rebound, Merrill, smallest guy on the floor at the moment for the Cavs. Okoro on a Mobley on a flash. The spin left it short. Look at Okoro getting his hands dirty. Ripped away there by Highsmith. Mobley. Wild sequence. Merrill.
If Okoro is going to miss Mitchell, he must have from beyond the arc.
5th year in the league from Merrill. Guy who's 37% from the three-point line this season, becoming a key piece.
Right here. See the Heat can't get to the loose ball. Mobley doing a great job. And then misses Mitchell on the oop, but Merrill says 3 is more than 2.
Well, you mentioned earlier, and it is worth repeating, second most efficient offense that Cleveland put together this season in the history of the NBA. So they did just change the Ty Jerome shot from a 2 to a 3, so they've adjusted the score, and it's an 8-point lead for Cleveland as the officials got that thing all sorted out. And then here, contact whistled on the perimeter against Cleveland. It's against Okoro.
Right there. He gets him with the hold on Hero. Hero's been talking to the refs the last couple of times down the court about the way the Cavs have been physical with him. But at the end of the day, I think the Bam Adebayo's got to be aggressive and not just from the perimeter. The way you get your guards open, dribble handoffs, away screens, he's got to be active, especially in this half-court set.
Hero has the fire with the shot clock down to 3. Nice defensive sequence for Cleveland. Up the floor, deflected, last touched by the Cavs, and Miami's going to get it back. Second chance points starting to become a storyline in this game. 10-0 in that category, favoring Cleveland. Kansas 7 offensive rebounds for the Cavs.
Yes, and a lot of that was Jared Allen. Jared Allen out. Cavs turning the ball over last couple possessions. There's playing fast in the playoffs, and they're still playing fast with opportunity.
Mitchell. Little crossover maneuver, goes down to the deck, and he's kind of clutching at that left ankle. That's the one that he tweaked late in the regular season. Looks like he's grimacing his way back, and then the floater, beautifully done by Highsmith on the baseline. And the Miami Heat hanging around. It's a 6-point game as we come up on the 9-minute mark left in the half.
And if you're a Cavs fan, you're holding your breath. You need Spider Mitchell out there as Jerome knocks down the nice floater. He's still visibly limping. Back on defense, didn't cross really the three-point line on that last offensive possession.
And it wasn't a significant ankle injury as Okoro just swallows up Hero. They sat Mitchell almost as a precautionary measure those final 5 games, but a little bit of an awkward landing. Candace right there kind of jammed up that ankle. As Ty Jerome, Merrill sit, Dean Wade has checked in now first time tonight for Cleveland, and Max Strus back on the floor as well.
And it's a good sign. Donovan Mitchell is still on the floor.
Davion Mitchell, that's a 3. Big shot for Miami. And Davion Mitchell's got 5 points. Eric Spoelstra said, look, we've always had a lot of intense guys. He's intense, but there's an outwardness with his intensity that we needed as a crew. Half dozen for Strus.
Strus knocks down the nice off the screen 3, but to your point, Eric Spoelstra could not say enough. We have competitive players on our team. Wiggins, we talk about Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, but Davion Mitchell brings that out loud factor that every team needs.
Mitchell on the lob, devastating finish by Adebayo.
That right there, you talk about the ball touching paint. Adebayo living in the paint.
Mitchell taking on all comers, and he's got a chance at 3.
And listen, you don't average 29 in the postseason just taking jump shots. Donovan Mitchell doing a great job getting to the paint, and then again, Davion Mitchell on the other side throws it up. Bam Adebayo knows where to go get it. That right there is what Davion Mitchell brings to the Heat. Dribble penetration, getting into the teeth of the defense, and then allowing your bigs to be great.
Dennis, what do you got?
Well, speaking of being great, Candace, I was lucky enough to win an ACC championship, but you got 3 of the big champions. When did you, we're going to a timeout. We'll save that question until we come back from break.
Dennis doing play-by-play, doing television teases tonight. I mean, just next level stuff. High intensity at this start, as expected. Cavaliers and the Heat. First round coverage on TNT, presented by NerdWallet.
Just tell Siri, show me the playoff basketball schedule.
Dusk on a 55-degree night with the NBA playoffs hitting the southern shores of Lake Erie. This town abuzz with this team, #1 seed, first time for Cleveland since they won the NBA championship. That remarkable 2016 run here with LeBron James. And right
City, once you win one championship, you want to win another one. Everybody, including the players, it's championship or bust. And the regular season they put together, you got to think they've got a great shot. The style of play, you talk about points per game, historic offensively. The Cavs don't have many areas that they need growth in. They just got to put it together in this postseason.
Just an unbelievable turnaround, 16-win improvement from the team that Atkinson inherited that won 47 games last year. Garland misses off glass. Again, didn't make any crazy roster changes, just ran it back with pretty much the same group. And here they are after a 60-plus win season. Tough loitering traffic that time for Mitchell. So how do the Cavs fare here with Donovan Mitchell now on the bench? And Garland now taking the reins of this offense. Little two-man action, setting up Allen.
And Allen doing a great job rolling head to the rim. We saw when Donovan Mitchell went to the bench in that first quarter, that's when Miami Heat went on a little bit of a run. So let's see how this group can counter the production of Miami's bench as well.
So Cleveland now has its biggest lead of the half. Remember, they blew that 9-point first quarter lead quickly. But they have resettled things down here. Wiggins, the Heat shot. Not a great trip for the Heat.
And we talk about Jared Allen's rim protection. Let's talk about his switchability, being able to get on the perimeter and guard a guard. Garland taking the reins on the offensive end. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Getting to the basket, and then again, too far back where knocks down the three, puts the Cavs up 14.
Go from the jump, let's go together, let's do what to do. Hey, we worked all summer for this. Let's have fun, Spo. Hey, 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 hey! Hey!
One of the bona fide stars in this league. Everything Mitchell has accomplished in his career, it seems like everything has led to this moment, this postseason with this team, as they take their first baby steps into what they hope is going to be a deep, deep run through the NBA playoffs.
And Sparrow, as a leader of the team, as Tyler Hero operates on yet again. Jared Allen, good defense, better offense by Hero, made him work. You've seen the growth of Donovan Mitchell, and as a leader of a team that is vying and competing for a championship, you don't reinvent yourself in the postseason, you just become better versions of yourself as Strus knocks it down.
Max Strus, 3 of 3 from deep. Cleveland is 8 of 16 from 3 as a team. Obviously, Miami has been impressive from that three-point stripe as well. They turn it over. That's been the issue for the Heat so far. Just hopped on with us in this first half. Strus, a little bit too much. A rare fast break opportunity for Miami. Hero rips it back. What a finish, a thing of beauty. And Tyler Hero now has got 14 points.
Tyler Hero having to work for every single basket. 4 of 9 from the field, but
boy, Allen, the presence of mind to come down, regather, and makes it look easy. Looks like Bam Adebayo is going to walk back to the table. Candace, you didn't love that last Heat lineup before that last break.
Yeah, I think Bam Adebayo, this has got to be his series. He's got to be on the floor as Wiggins knocks down that mid-range game. But I think you got to play through Bam. Use Bam to kind of relieve some of the pressure that Hero's getting early.
Can the Heat get their defense recalibrated? Garland, and the Cavs are carving them up from deep. A dozen for Garland. Wiggins on the wing to Mitchell. Ware trying to stroke it. Offensive rebound. Highsmith out to Mitchell. That's a three. Big shot for the Heat.
And the Heat have to get within striking distance. It's how you end these quarters going into halftime that can sometimes determine the game.
Davion Mitchell, 15 points, 9 assists in that play-in win Friday in Atlanta. Excellent defensive recovery. Knocked it out of the hands of Allen. Did Highsmith. Hero trying to get himself into the paint. Officials are going to get Jared Allen here on a reach-in foul. So frustrating sequence for Allen. Thought he was fouled. Candace at the other end as he is whistled for his first. On TNT is brought to you by NerdWallet and by New Balance. Packed house, raucous scene downtown Cleveland with the Cavaliers up 13 points. Our exposed crew is going to sneak a couple of minutes here for Hero as he takes a seat at the end of the bench. And now Candace, they play the offense back through Bam.
Right here, Bam's got to roll head to the rim, and he's got to be able to knock that down. That mid-range jump shot is something the Cavs offense are willing to give up, and that's Bam Adebayo's specialty.
Here comes Mitchell. Brief rest, just relentless. And he's got 13 for the Cavs.
And Eric Spoelstra, topic of conversation, has got to be that transition defense by the Heat. Donovan Mitchell's too great in the open court not to build a wall and build your defense to stop him with multiple people.
Final 3 minutes. Mitchell got Garland on his back as he fights his way into the paint. Officials blow the whistle here against Cleveland.
Right here, you're not going to stop Spider one-on-one. You can't put the hand in front. You got to put the body to keep him from getting to the rim.
Cavs still pleading their case as Garland is hit with his second. Let's check in with Dennis.
All right, Candace, now that Donovan Mitchell's back in the ball game, we talk about less is more for him. When you're winning your first championship, when did you realize less was more for the team so you could win?
3 Dizzy, that's an amazing question. I think as superstars like Donovan Mitchell, talk about the people vying to win a championship, sometimes it's not putting up more points. Sometimes it's unlocking your teammates and getting more from them in your quest to win a championship. He's 8 years in, and boy, did he learn it this year.
Robinson spots up from the three. Boy, they desperately need Robinson to have a big series if they're going to have any kind of shot to make it interesting. 12-point game.
In the Heat culture, you gotta be able to knock down threes with the Cavs, but they understand the importance of ending quarters. And every possession matters. If they can get this within 10 into single digits, they've done themselves a huge favor.
There's DeAndre Hunter, a mid-season trade right at the deadline. Mitchell, little Euro step. He's got it all going. And Cleveland's lead back to 14 points with inside of 2 minutes left in the half. Adebayo gets the high screen to try to give him some space. And look at Mitchell throwing his body around. Bam trying to tie him up. That's some postseason effort. And Donovan getting them fired up here in Cleveland.
And that's what you want to see from your go-to player. Not only on the offensive end is he's getting buckets, but he's locking up the 4-player and Bam Adebayo on the other side, and then beating everyone on the floor to the loose ball, and then hyping the crowd up. Right here, Duncan Robinson does his job, forces Mitchell into the towers, but Mitchell just too smooth stepping through. If he wins this jump, it's really going Spider's way. Okay.
Adebayo, but it's Cleveland able to track it down. Mitchell coming heavy. So with 1:38 left before halftime, Cleveland will inbound 18 on the 24 as they try to expand on a 14-point lead. Kenny Atkinson's team started the year with 15 straight wins. It was one of 3 different winning streaks that they had this year of 12 games or more. Won the East by 3 full games over the Celtics. And here they are as the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Shot clock at 10. Garland trying to fend off Robinson, pulls it back.
I was about to say, that one goes.
So the Cavs now 9 of 20 from 3. Mitchell. Adebayo, high post, the spin, the shot well short, and then it's Highsmith. Just seems to make those little plays. Was really big for them off the bench Friday night in Atlanta.
Highsmith, his length, his athleticism is huge for the Heat.
Garland, smart pass. A little bit extra velocity on that one for Allen. And Tyler Hero is going to check in. A little peek at the upcoming national playoff schedule. TNT tomorrow, game 2 between New York and Detroit. Clippers, Denver. What an amazing series that is going to be. NBA TV Tuesday, Bucks, Pacers, and TNT Tuesday has Minnesota and the Lakers. Adebayo turned back by Allen. Hero off a broken play, missed it. Wiggins, and then they left Hero. Boy, we won't get a better look than that. Misses 2 open threes, and then it's Bam Adebayo. Candace fouled in the rebound sequence. That puts the Cavs in the penalty, and Adebayo is going to shoot 2.
This, though, right here, Sparrow. You see that contest? That was a defensive play right there.
We
Just
have seen
hustling back.
some unreal defense at both ends from both of these two teams. As Bam Adebayo hits on the first of 2 with 40.7 seconds now left before halftime. So despite the turnover issues, despite Cleveland's offense cooking Candace, Miami a real chance to cut this thing now down to single digits here before the break.
This is a chance for Miami. That free throw had gone to get a stop and a score to end this half.
Mitchell fires. Trying to go 2 for 1. Knocked out of bounds underneath by the Cavs. And now 30.2 seconds left in the half. Donovan Mitchell 6 of 12. He's missed all 5 of his threes in the half, as he's played 17 plus minutes. There's Eric Spoelstra call out here. Tyler Hero looking over to his coach. 8 to shoot. Cleveland is out of fouls. Garland defends Hero on a switch. 1 to shoot. Hero to fire, and he bangs it in.
There's nothing you can do about that. Tyler Hero getting to his spots. That's what you call being comfortable with the ball in your hands and making plays.
Plenty of time, final seconds. Garland looking for some daylight, a little bit of contact, nothing. And the Cavaliers will not get a shot off before the end of the half. The Cavs scored just 2 points, Candace, over the final 3:55. We got an 8-point game.
Yes, right there. Bam Adebayo does a great job putting it in. Garland makes him dance. That's into the first half. After the break, we'll send you to our TNT studios for the American Express halftime report.
You're watching the NBA on TNT, presented by NerdWallet. Beautiful Eastern night downtown Cleveland as we get set for the final 2 quarters. First round coverage on TNT presented by NerdWallet. 8-point lead for the 1 seed. Cleveland up 62-54. Happy Easter again. Welcome back to Cleveland. Spiro Thetis, Candace Parker will hear from 3D here in just a couple of minutes. Really impressive close for the Heat, Candace, to close the first half. What changed and what are you looking for here in the second half?
Well, Tyler Hero made plays down the stretch. They were able to get out on the transition, and on the defensive end, capitalizing on Andrew Wiggins and Ware making plays, Bam Adebayo as well. So the Heat got back into this thing by on the defensive end and making the Cavs turn the ball over.
Boy, they begin the second half with a turnover. Just can't seem to get that part of their game cleaned up as Bam Adebayo on the bear hug, knocking Donovan Mitchell to the deck. Miami Heat team, Candace, that made their way here with the 2 play-in road wins Wednesday in Chicago, Friday night, the overtime thriller in Atlanta. But obviously a much different beast that they are trying to handle here in Cleveland, where Donovan Mitchell to the free throw line. Bam Adebayo might for sound for us tonight here in Cleveland.
I know you don't want your man to score, but that's the point of the playoff. But also, we got to all be on the screen on defense. If y'all know Derek's going to go at T, we got to be up the line. If you try to pass it, that's when we get active hands. By yourself.
Corey, just got to love the intensity from Bam Adebayo. Here he is from the corner. Rattles out, and the rebound cleared by Mobley.
And Bam saying, I know you don't want your man to score. That sticks out. Sometimes that's the game plan, is to give up something to someone you're guarding. Pride's got to be out the way as Mobley gets that nice finish in the paint. Mobley's having himself a nice playoff. 7 points, 2 rebounds. Has been super active on the defensive end. Has held Adebayo to 4 of 10, just 9 points.
Scary to think Mobley is still only 23 years old. 4th year in the league, first time All-Star this season. Career year in points, better than 18 per game. Adebayo, tough turnaround, fall away on the baseline, and he snaps it through. 11 points for Bam Adebayo. We got a 9-point game.
And Bam doing a great job taking his time. He's going to have to take that fadeaway. They're willing to give that up.
Mitchell!
Basket. Oh, my goodness. Spiders setting the tone today. 7 of 13. 18 points early in the second half.
Donovan Mitchell, mesmerizing play, taking him to the schoolyard here in Cleveland. Despite his poor 3-point shooting, he's putting together a strong offensive performance. Adebayo, a little bit of a late whistle, appeared to be contact with Mobley pleading his case.
And you see Spider Mitchell taking it to the paint. Little MJ, I gotta tread lightly. A little right hand finishing with the, that's what we'll say.
That may have been more than a little MJ as we check in with Dennis.
Candace, where you going with that one now? But Candace, I did do what you asked. I talked to Jared Allen. I asked him what was the problem in the first half, why you couldn't put the Heat asleep. He said the details, the turnovers, paying attention to the little things in the offensive end, continue to move the ball. That's why they're back up by 10.
And the Heat understand that the Cavs left the door open. As Bam Adebayo misses a free throw, and the Heat making the Cavs pay with second chance points. But again, Miami does a great job of staying in games, and they do it on the defensive end, and they do it in closing quarters and halves.
One thing you can only just expect from an Eric Spoelstra team is scrappiness in a fight that this group has shown over the last couple of weeks to get themselves to Cleveland. As the Cavs come up empty on that trip, and you look up, we got an 8-point game. Adebayo taking on contact against Strus. And the Heat come up empty on that trip. Mitchell left open, transition 3, and just can't seem to get that 3-ball going. Offensive rebound, and there is Garland lighting the lamp from deep.
And Garland doing a great job in the minutes where he's been the focal point of the offense, and also doing a great job in the minutes where he's playing number 2 option on the catch and shoot.
That was Jared Allen's 5th offensive rebound of the night. Burks, and he connects from deep. And just like that, it's back to an 8-point deficit. So 6 points for Burks. Mitchell, guarded by Wiggins, all his defensive prowess. Hero got a hand on it, and that's up into the 4th row of seats.
And everybody in the league knows that if you are going to battle the Cavs, you got to be able to shoot with them beyond the arc. It is going to be a shootout with each team having 10 made threes on the night, but again, you have to counter their ability to get to the paint as well, especially with guys like Mobley and Allen, Donovan Mitchell slicing and dicing, which then opens up the 3-point line for Strus and Garland.
Kickball called here. They'll put 14 seconds on the shot clock. Cleveland, the number 2 3-point shooting team in the league in terms of accuracy. Miami, though, is pretty good, just outside the top 10.
But what a lot of people don't know is the Cavs are #1 in the NBA in 2-point field goal percentage. So they do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, which allows each of which the 3-point line to unlock and unleash the mid post and the slashing and driving. And then also the twos to unlock the catch and shoot threes.
So much balance with what they do offensively as Garland shows his mid-range game. High off glass. And what a night Garland's putting together. He's got 17 points. Tyler Hero getting him reset. Barking out the play. Look, this is what makes Mobley so unique. Guy at his size defending on the perimeter. Hero too much. Mitchell, no look. Into the corner to Mobley. A little bit of a body bump. Adebayo knocked around, and they finally keep Jared Allen off the offensive glass.
And we got versatile big on versatile big right here. You see these ball handling by Bam Adebayo. Wants the call.
Candace, I don't think the crowd liked that call.
Let's see.
Late whistle. Was there contact first?
You got Mobley D'ing up on the perimeter, making it a tough shot for Hero. And then again, Bam Adebayo rebounding it, pushing. Did he stick his hand in the cookie jar? I don't know. Mitchell, did he get him? Maybe a little bit, but Bam Adebayo goes to the free throw line for 2.
Evan Mobley announced earlier tonight one of the 3 finalists for the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, with Draymond Green and Dyson Daniels. And Bam Adebayo misfires on his first. Well, you can win $1 million with a perfect bracket. Make your playoff picks with NBA Pick'em Bracket Challenge presented by Castrol for your chance to win big. Play free, NBA.com/bracket, or on the NBA app.
And Bam Adebayo, 3 of 6 from the free throw line, leaving points on the board.
So just inside the 8-minute mark, Mitchell trying to corral the possession back, nearly lost it underneath with 13 seconds to shoot. Just fascinating to watch Eric Spoelstra try to get his defense recalibrated to stay with this prolific Cleveland offense. Saved. What a play by Miami. Adebayo gets him reset out of Burks. Lobbing up top. Look at Mobley. Those endlessly long arms with the deflection.
And you talk about having a mismatch. Garland
И вновь порывы юных лет, и взрывы сил, и крайность мнений. Но счастья не было и нет, хоть в этом больше нет сомнений. Пройди опасные года, тебя подстерегают всюду. Но если выйдешь цел, тогда ты наконец поверишь чуду. И наконец увидишь ты, что счастье и не надо было, что синий. Меж пьяными, всегда без спутников одна, дыша духами и туманами, она садится у окна и верит древними поверьями ее упругие шелка и шляпа с траурными перьями, и в кольцах узкая рука. Странной близостью закованный смотрю за темную вуаль и вижу берег очарованный и очарованную даль.
Ooh, no matter what people do or say, this love will never die. If I knew I never hurt you so bad, drinking so much, too much women in my life. Wash your matter, Jamila, I'm so sorry. I mean a girl in a doggy down a gun Jamila na. Na dawo gida in ji muryan Jamila, in ci abincin Jamila. Wayo, mama ki mata magana, ki dawo gida. Soyayya da dadi.